Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael and this is a kind of a new thing that I'm starting tonight. I was going to do some prep work for tomorrow night's one shot and I figured, hey, why not just stream it? So that way we can all build a character together. So tonight this is called the Modifier, basically because we're going to be modifying things and adjusting things and just having some fun. So tonight I thought, you know what, let's build a character together. Tomorrow night, instead of our normal Storm King's Thunder on Friday nights, we're going to be doing a special one-shot because tomorrow's my birthday and it's going to be fun. I'm so excited. So my friends and players, they decided we're going to have my birthday party D&D style. Live on Twitch, so it's going to be fun tomorrow night at 8 p.m. In place of where the normal Storm King's Thunder would run. So anyway, for tonight, what we're going to be doing is I had a viewer help me out in choosing what race and character class that I'm going to be playing for the one shot tomorrow, because tomorrow I get a break. I don't have to be the dungeon master tomorrow. My good friend MG is going to be stepping into the dungeon master seat and he's going to be running the one shot tomorrow, so I get to kind of sit back and enjoy being a player in this game. So I've put some things together and I've had some help from Digitio out there. So if he's watching, I want to thank him for all of his input on Twitter and for helping me come up with a beginning character concept. And we're going to do a lot of the details here together on this stream. So if you're checking it out for the first time, thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to hit that follow button while you're here, so that way you can keep track of everything that we do right here at Proficiency Bonus. And hey, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you that don't know what this is, we're building a character for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And sometimes it can be confusing, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're new to the game. So I figured, hey, I could go ahead and record some videos or do some live streams on how to build characters and help you guys out. So that's what this is all about. I'm going to switch it over so you guys can see some of my screen. Welcome, Digitio. Glad you're here. I was just explaining how you helped me get the original character concept going on for this Kenku Monk that we're going to be building tonight, and we're going to test this out. Those of you that are hanging out in chat, if everything's cool on the audio, please let me know. I didn't get a chance to test all my audio going forward, so if you guys could let me know in Twitch chat if you guys can hear everything okay, and if the background music isn't too loud or obnoxious, just let me know. So MG is running this campaign, or excuse me, one shot, not really campaign. I'm hoping this bird is going to be a good boy. We're going to have to see how this turns out. So MG said he didn't really give us too many ground rules other than we got to build our characters at level 4. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the build at level 1 and show you guys how to kind of increase the level. And basically the race and class is up to us. The only other information that he gave us is that we're going to be beginning in a masquerade ball type setting. So I think the challenge for us, Digitio, is finding out why on earth our Kenku Monk would be at a masquerade ball in the first place. Oh yeah, I was looking for some nice relaxing music, Digitio, just you know, I don't need to add any more stress to anybody's life. So so we are all good. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start building this character. I've got my my screen up there, and I'm using Roll20. If you don't know what Roll20 is, it's a virtual tabletop. Basically, enables you to play tabletop games with your friends across the world, across the country. So it's really cool. They've got everything digital, so we can do it right here on our computer. So to begin, what I would like to do is first off say what inspiration we have for this Kenku. Basically what a Kenku is a bird-like humanoid. And the inspiration for this character came, I kind of shared it on Twitter a little bit, and I was we started off with a Kenku Bard. Found out that one of the other players was choosing to play a Bard, and I could have played a Bard as well, but I don't like to step on anybody's toes, so to speak, when we're playing in an adventure. So we went with a monk, and I'm going to be basing it. Well, here's what a Kenku monk basically looks like. I'm not really sure exactly the artist on here to credit this, but I thought that was a fantastic piece of art to go with what our character build is for this evening. Also, I was thinking I like to be silly with things, especially if it's just a one-shot adventure. So I thought why don't we take this Kenku monk and give it some personality and even include some references to Rex from Napoleon Dynamite. It's one of my favorite movies, and Kenku, they have the inability to speak. They can only mimic other sounds and voices that they hear. So this Kenku monk will be able to speak just like Rex, presuming that a person like Rex must have been the Kenku's teacher or sensei at some point. So I thought that was kind of like a really neat bow to your sensei kind of idea. So it's going to be kind of fun. I'm going to enjoy it. So there's Rex. And I love the little banner. I didn't know if anybody notices, but the banner in the picture, "Be a champion of freedom and justice," that's above Rex's head on there. I thought that was amazing. Hey, so let's go ahead and let's build this thing. So we've got our... I took the name Rex because he says his name in the dialogue in the movie, so I thought maybe having his name as Rex. And also Kenku, they have the ability where they can mimic sounds. It doesn't necessarily have to be a name, it can just be a sound. So any sound that they hear, they can mimic it, and it sounds just like it. So basically, I thought about, in karate, how somebody chops a wood block and then it breaks and falls to the floor. So his name is Rex, and then the board breaking sound. So whenever he introduces himself, "My name is Rex," and then I just describe the sound of a board breaking. So that's his name. We come over here to class, and we have this menu here where we can select monk. So we're going to go ahead and use that. We've got subclass right here, and I believe that might be the same thing as archetype. So we might be able to put that in there. We've got our race right here, which we're going to go ahead and type in Kenku. To go ahead and put that there. I'm just going to start it off. We're going to go ahead and put level 4 in here, even though I'm going to kind of start the build at level 1. Kenku are featured in Volo's Guide to Monsters, if you haven't got a chance to pick that up. The details on Kenku start on page 109. So as I'm looking through here, I don't really see any, there's not really any sub-race when it comes to Kenku. It has a list on the next page on the Kenku traits, which we're going to add to our character sheet here. Digitio, I'm totally with you. I've never built a monk before. We have a monk in our campaign, but most of the time, Sarah, who plays the monk, has to tell me what the rules are. I don't really know too much about them other than that. So this is going to be new for me as well. So don't know much about them. So when we go in here to our class, monks are in the player's handbook. I'm going to see if I can find the correct page for that so I can just have this all out and ready to go. I had it set, and then I lost my page when I turned it. So here we go. Monks at level 1 start off with a proficiency bonus of +2. They have martial arts, which is a 1d4. They have at level 1 0 key points. No features under unarmored movement, and they get features unarmored defense and martial arts at level 1. So this is going to be fun. Interesting how we do this. Now the one thing that MG also gave us a specification here is we're going to do our point buy system, which is in the beginning pages of building a character in the player's handbook. Basically, you start out with 27 points, and each one of these abilities down here, your strength, your dexterity, your constitution, your intelligence, cost a certain amount of points. So I have 27 points to spend, and I'm going to put my little calculator up here so we can see our 27 points and how they kind of dissipate. When it comes to monks, it says quick build. You can make a monk quickly by following these suggestions. First, make dexterity your highest ability score, followed by wisdom. And then second, it says to choose the hermit background. So it's kind of giving you a quick cheat sheet on how you can build a quick monk. As far as these ability scores go, I definitely want my dexterity to be high. If you're going to build a monk, you can go ahead and you can dump a lot into dexterity. A cool thing about Kenku is they have a racial trait that also allows your dexterity to increase by 2 and your wisdom score increase by 1. So both those things on the monk list that it said to have as your highest, the Kenku actually race gives an extra buff. So that makes this I'll dump all the points into dexterity. I wish I could, but there is a strict rule in point buy that the maximum I can go before I add my racial traits and class features and stuff like that, the highest you can go is 15 with point buy, which is a 9-point expenditure. So Digitio, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to subtract those 9 points, and we're going to dump a 15 into dexterity just to get us started off on the right foot, and that gives us a +2 modifier already and a 12 armor class. And the cool thing about Roll20 is when you're typing these things in, all the rest of the boxes that need to change, they just automatically do for you. So you don't have to, like, it automatically puts the modifier in there as you change that. It changes your saving throw score and automatically adds that number into your skills that are based on dexterity here. So it does a lot of those things for you. All right, so we've got, it says to make wisdom our next highest score, but we're at point buy here. So it really, and we're down to 18 points. So what do we want to do next with this Kenku? How high do we want the wisdom score? Now I know I get a +1 in this already. So I don't know. What do you think, Digitio? How high do we want this wisdom score? That's the question. A 14 costs 7 points. A 13 costs 5. And with the +1, that would still give us a +2 bonus. That's a good point, Digitio. We could split them up evenly. With a little bit more into wisdom, I think that might be a good idea. So what's 3-point cost? 3 is 11. That gives us nothing. So spending 3 points to go to an 11, basically what an 11 means is I'm still going to have a +0 modifier at 11. So I might just spend 2 points and go and just keep these 10s. So if I spend 2 points on each of these 10s, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 points right there. So I can erase 10. So everything is stable at a 10 right now. If I go more into wisdom, maybe more into either constitution or strength. Make one stat really low, like strength. We could do that. What about, I don't know, what about charisma for a for a Kenku Monk. That's true. I won't have an excuse of making poor decisions. I just do that. I do that honest as a player. Yeah, we could either go lower strength or charisma. I'm thinking I want to keep my strength up because I'm actually thinking about not having this Kenku character wield any weapons. I'm thinking it's just going to be fisticuffs and kicks and stuff like that. So I might want to boost the strength up a little bit. I may take some from charisma. I think I might go down to the 8 on charisma and just take the -1 and then get my 2 points back for that charisma score. So I don't believe I need to be super charismatic here. So basically what I did was I gave myself 2 points back. So we got 10 points that we can dump into wisdom, and I would say strength. Let's we have to at least get to a 12 to make it worth anything in strength. So we're going to go to 12. And that'll give us a +1 modifier. But that's going to cost us 4 points. So I need to subtract 4 there. And in order to get that wisdom up there, I'm not going to have enough. So what we'll do is, well, I get a +1 anyway because of Kenku. So if I go to 13, that'll do it. If I go to 13 on my wisdom, that'll be +1, but I'll go up to 14 with the Kenku racial trait, and that will take me up to the +2 modifier. And that actually it's great. I've got MG's in there working on his campaign prep for tomorrow. Got Pyrite in there. It's awesome. We got everybody kind of building their characters all at once, it looks like. Okay. So I still have 13. I still have 1 point. So I'm gonna dump that 1 point. I can make my charisma a 9. Or technically, I can take 1 point and add it to and make one of these an 11. What do you think, Digitio? Constitution or intelligence for the 11? Yeah, it's not going to boost my modifier, but technically I think at 4th level, if I wanted to put points into abilities, I think I could. So I might be able to do something. He'd do intelligence. Okay, I'll do intelligence. Perfect. So we're going to boost this up. We're going to spend the point to take that up to an 11. Perfect. Perfect. All right, and I'm going to do this just because I want to double check. We had 27 points. We have a 12, which costs 4 points, so I'm going to subtract 4. Then we've got a 15, which costs 9, so I subtract that. And then I've got a 10, which costs 2 points, so I'm going to subtract that. An 11 costs 3 points. So I'm going to subtract that. And then we've got a 13, and the 8 is 0. So the 13 should be 5 points. Oh, wait. I did something wrong. That's cool. We still got some points left. I did some incorrect math. Cool, cool, cool. Huh. We could definitely make that intelligence score go up, Digitio. So that's what we'll do. And that will give me 3 points left. So we'll take that up to a 12, Digitio. Then we'll have a modifier in intelligence. And technically I can change one of these others. I might go Constitution to give me a little bit more hit points. So if I go from a 10 to the 12, that's only cost me 2 more points, and I have 3 left. Because I just spent 1 to upgrade that. Yeah, let's take that up to 12 as well. Cool. I've got 1 more point left, but it's not really going to help me anywhere. So hey, why not? Let's put it into the... It'll cost me 1 point to make that charisma score a 9. It's not going to change my modifier, but hey. I like -1 modifiers for characters that make things fun. Yeah, charisma is the dump stat, Dr. Zeus, yes. For a Kenku Monk, I'm making it the dump stat tonight. Which is also a name of a really cool channel, Dump Stat Charisma. You should go check them out. Make sure you follow them. So that's what we've got with our point buy system. And if we look at our Kenku traits, our ability score increase is... Oh, I was looking at Goliath there. I was like, my strength score increases by 2? What are you kidding? I was looking at Goliath. Your dexterity score increases by 2. That's better. And your wisdom score increases by 1. I thought I read that right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to increase our dexterity by 2, boosting that up to a 17, giving us the +3 modifier in dexterity, which that is nice. Because once we get to 18, we get to the +4, which is also good. So, and your wisdom score increases by 1. So we're going to go ahead and increase our wisdom score to the 14, and that boosts that modifier up to a +2. So I've got myself beefed up a little bit. I also have the, you know, the dump stat, my charisma modifier -1. But, you know, that makes things fun. You know, a -1 modifier at a masquerade ball party. I mean, come on. That's going to be great. Cool, cool. So I'm just going to go down through my Kenku traits right here and just kind of read these off and put them in the character sheet where they belong. And I've got age. Kenku have shorter lifespans than humans. They reach maturity at about 12 years old and can live to 60. So, do I want a younger Kenku character, or do I want an older Kenku character? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I kind of envision them younger. What do you guys think? Reach maturity at age 12. I don't know. Probably about, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like somewhere between 15 and 20? Here, Dr. Zeus, I'm going to go ahead and put this up there. Imagine Kenku Monk right here in this image. We got Kenku Monk mixed with Rex from Napoleon Dynamite. That's the inspiration. Yeah, you know what, I'm just going to go with I like even numbers. We're just going to go with 20. So... I think 20 might be not too old, but kind of young. So it says alignment. Kenku are chaotic creatures, rarely making enduring commitments. And they mostly preserving of their own hides. They're generally chaotic, neutral in outlook. So when it comes to alignments, wonder where the alignment is in the new character sheet here. They changed this character sheet since last time I actually played. Alignments usually appear somewhere. Did I miss it on this page? We'll just put it down here for right now. I would think he's probably going to be pretty chaotic, that's for sure. And probably neutral. And that's what the book suggests anyway, so yes, chaotic, neutral. We'll just put it right there for right now, just to say that we've got it down. What do you put in your class? Dr. Zeus, it's on the, if you click on core right here, it takes you over to this page, and your class actually is it's kind of like a select menu right here. So you click that, and once you select it, it kind of puts in your your proficiencies with your saving throws and all that kind of stuff for you, which is pretty cool. They've updated this character sheet since the last time I played. Hey Pyrite, how are you doing? Glad you guys are hanging out with me tonight. I needed some help building this character because I was starting to panic because it's tomorrow night and I'm just trying to get this all set. Takes me a while to build characters too because I think I overthink it. So we've got size. Kenku around 5 foot tall and weigh between 90 and 120 pounds. Your size is medium. So I'm going to go back here to bio where it says size, and I'm going to just type in medium. And where it says height and weight, I'm just going to keep it simple. He's 5. Whoa, not percentage. We're going to go 5 foot. Doing 5 foot. Weight, we're just going to say, as I say, 90 to 120. He's a little, he's going to be ripped, so we'll say he's about 110. 110 pounds. That's good. Skin, hair, well, black feathers. His eyes, dark. He's a Kenku. Most of them all look the same. Oh yeah, you got it, Dr. Zeus. Good luck on your interview. Hope you get into that campaign, man. I know sometimes it's tricky to get into those things, but good luck, man. Hope things go well for you. Pyrite, you doing the same thing I'm doing then, huh? We'll say this guy Kenku, he's got like his hands and feet area, like where there would be no feathers. We'll just say they're kind of like a pale yellow. Okay, so we got some of our bio done. Speed, your base walking speed is 30 feet. So right here where it says speed, I'm gonna put 30 feet. So his base speed is 30 feet. And Dr. Zeus, if you get in, please let me know what campaign you're going to be in if they're streaming it. I love to check out D&D streams. So make sure you let us know. That's awesome. Okay. I'm liking this so far. We got 30 feet. Expert Forgery. You can duplicate other creatures' handwriting and craft work. You have advantage on all checks made to produce forgeries or duplicates of existing objects. That is pretty sweet. That is awesome. I'm going to put that down here in the features and traits. That's a racial feature. And we're gonna call that, what is it? Expert Forgery. Expert Forgery. Nice. That'll be pretty sweet. Bet you my players on Fridays wish they had that. All right, so we got Expert Forgery. That is a racial, and it is that's Kenku. We'll just say Kenku, and I'll fill in all the details to it later. I'll just put that in there for now, and then I'll add it to it later. So Expert Forgery, we've got Kenku Training. You are proficient in your choice of 2 of the following skills: Acrobatics, Deception, Stealth, and Sleight of Hand. Sweet. So what do you guys think? I'm already proficient. Because I'm a Kenku, I can pick 2 of those. We have Acrobatics, Deception, Stealth, Sleight of Hand. What you guys think? Anybody got an idea? I mean, all these things are good. Like Sleight of Hand, I've already got a +3 in that. I've already got a +3 in Acrobatics. So I could train in those. Deception and Stealth. I mean, Stealth is good. Deception probably not so much. Yeah, because it's based off of Charisma. Yeah, I'm digging that, Digitio. I'm thinking Acrobatics has got to be one for a Kenku Monk. So that boosts me up to the +5 modifier for Acrobatics. And do I want to steal things or do I want to be sneaky? Kenku, it says naturally they're prone to like want to steal from people. They kind of have trouble like hiding that part of their life. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Sleight of Hand as my other one. I might get Stealth somewhere else. We'll have to see. That might be a monk feature. That's the thing, Digitio. That's why it takes me so long to build characters, because I got ideas for everything. It's cool. Mimicry. That's one of these. That basically means that I can only speak by copying the sounds that I hear and the voices of others. So we're just going to put that there. And then but it says that with a successful Wisdom Insight check opposed by your Charisma Deception check, they can tell that I'm making the sounds. So my deception is not very good. Alright. Languages. You can read and write Common and Aran, but you can speak only using your Mimicry traits. Okay. So as far as languages go, I can... it's Common, but I can only read and write it. So I'm just going to put in parentheses read and write. I cannot speak it. Interesting. So we got that one, and we're going to add another language, and that is Aran. So the language of the birds, and I believe that's what that is. But I can only read and write this one as well. So I'm just going to put in parentheses, read and write, so that way I know. That's all I can do. Sweet. Language proficiencies are there. Alright. What are we going to do now? Let's go to the next thing. So that's all that's listed under the Kenku traits. So we've got all our racial traits in here. So I'm going to move my, my Volo's Guide to Monsters just out of the way. And we're going to get the player's handbook, and we're going to start working on this monk stuff. So when we look at a monk, our proficiency bonus is already there. Our hit points. the first thing that says under a class features that we can edit. We've got hit dice is 1d8 per monk level, and we are at level 4, so I've got 4 hit dice. And my total is, we put 4d8 right there. That's what I like to do, just so I remember how many hit dice I have. So at first level, we get 8 plus our Constitution modifier. So 8 plus 1. At first level, we have a hit point maximum of 9 hit points. Yes, first level characters are super duper squishy. I like that, Digitio. Becoming a monk to cramp down on that rampant thievery. I like that. That is really good. I might have to put that into one of my personality traits or areas over here. That's a good idea. So for these other ones, here's the question, Digitio. Do I want to go ahead and take the risk and roll for my hit points, or do I want to just take the average? It says here hit points at higher levels, so I got to go to 2, 3, and 4. So I've got 3 rolls that I can make, or I can choose 5 plus 1 as my Constitution modifier. So I can do 6 3 times and add that total to my hit points, or I can take a risk and roll the d8 plus 1 for each level. What do you think, Digitio? You've been helping me build this. Rolling is risky, but it is a lot of fun. And it's only a one-shot, so it's not like I have to like keep playing this character if I don't like it or something like that. Pyrite says roll for it. The safe bet is to take the average. Okay, I got 1 vote for each. You know what? You only live once. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for it. So we're gonna get our dice out here, and we're gonna go ahead. Our first roll is a d8, which is a 4 plus 1 is 5. So that ends up being the average. So my first roll is a 5. Well, it'd be 1 under. It would have been a 6. So I've got another d8. I'm going to roll that plus 1. Oh, there we go. That's nice. So that's a 9, because I'm adding my Constitution modifier. And then my last roll is another 8. Oh my goodness. Pyrite, you were right. I give you advantage on your next roll, Pyrite, because I just got 2 9s from rolling. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take that. And so basically we're adding so we're gonna get hit point maximum up to 42 hit points at level 4. And Pyrite's rolling in there too, so you guys get to see all his rolls on live stream as well. So we've got 42 hit points. I like that. That's cool. Down here under monk it says armor. We have no proficiencies when it comes to armor. So monks are not really meant to wear armor. They're actually better without it, because it... Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Look at that. Rolled an 8 in there. Got the 6, which makes it a little... It's probably right on an average. Nice. So we look under weapon proficiency. It says simple weapons and short swords are the weapon proficiency. So we're going to come out of here. We're going to do proficiency in simple weapons. And I like to do these as separate in this sheet. Weapon. And I'm just going to put it down here, short sword. So we've got simple weapons and short swords. Tools. Choose one type of artisan's tools or one musical instrument. I'm going to come back to that one when we get later into the book. So I get a set of artisan's tools or a musical instrument. A Kenku playing a kazoo. That might still happen. We might still have a little bit of Essence of the Bard in here. Yeah, unfortunately, Kenku don't have wings. I would break MG's one shot if I had a flying speed. Alright, so our saving throws are strength and dex. They're already there. And choose 2 from, and for skills, we get to choose 2 from this list. We've got acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, and stealth. I don't see this Kenku Monk being very religious. I'm not even sure that I would see him as very insightful. That's interesting. Maybe we go with stealth and athletics. Those would be the safe bets. Insight is nice. Yeah, I'll go with that, GTO. Let's go with insight over the athletics, and then we'll go with the stealth one from before, because I figured I could get that with my class. So insight is nice. He does have a 2 in wisdom, so maybe he is a little bit more insightful than I give him credit for. That'd be good. Okay, and it says down at equipment, you start with the following equipment in addition to the equipment granted by your background. So my first thing is I can either start with a short sword or any simple weapon. I'm kind of a non-traditionalist here when it comes to equipment. I don't really like having things that are just like, everybody else has that. So to take a short sword would just, to me, just be like, yeah, whatever. Everybody takes a short sword. I could use any one of the simple weapons. Quarterstaff is like blah, normal monk thing. I don't know. This mayonnaise is a simple weapon. Nice. I wish it was listed on here. That would be hilarious. I don't know. I didn't really want them to like have many weapons. I was gonna do all like unarmed strikes and things like that. Shots fired. Your character's a short sword wielder, Pyrite. Hidden arm, mounted crossbow. Unfortunately, those are not considered. Well, it's a simple ranged weapon. It is a light crossbow. Is. I guess I could do darts. I could have throwing darts. That's a simple weapon. Darts might be a go-to for a monk. I think I can do this. I think I can come to the compendium here. I think I can type in dart. I think it will give me... Hey, there it is. Look at that. So all I got to do down here is just add an item. And if I drag dart from here down, there it is. And see, check it out. Those of you that are tuning in, it automatically puts the dart into your attacks. So then if I want to attack using my dart during a game, all I do is click on dart and it makes the attack for me already there. And then all you have to do to get the damage is click on the name dart here in the chat box, and it gives you the 4 piercing damage. So that's the one thing I like about Roll20 too, is everything is connected in that way, especially if it's coming from this 5th edition, the SRD compendium here, compatible compendium. It's awesome. Cool. So I chose darts as my symbol weapon. It says I can have a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. I'm just going to pick that later because I don't think there's much difference between the two. And it's either a Dungeon pack or an Explorer pack. Yeah, there's a lot of like debate I've read recently throughout the weeks on which is better, Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds as far as virtual tabletops. I mean, a lot of people like Fantasy Grounds, but I watched a couple tutorials on Fantasy Grounds, and I just feel like the learning curve is a little steep. To me, Roll20 seems to be a little bit easier to manage, especially for new players. That's obviously my opinion, but I really like the way that's everything's connected, as long as it's something that's in the SRD. Okay, it says, that's funny, Digitio. Guess what? It's my third equipment for a monk is you get 10 darts. So I automatically get darts anyway. So I actually have 10 of them to start out with already. So I can basically pick another simple weapon. How about like a little club? What do you think about a little club? That's kind of non-traditional. It's basically what commoners wield in this game. Knives are like strong darts. Yeah, I was thinking about going for the club because if we have a club, we've got darts that do the piercing damage, and we got club that can do bludgeoning damage. So if I drag club down here into my item, put a club on my inventory, or not. We'll try it again. Oh, because I'm trying to grab it from what it says proficiencies. That's why I'm not grabbing the item. That makes sense. Thank you, Roll20. So there we go. Hobby club. Yeah, I kind of imagine like some like short, I don't know, I like the ones the police officers in the 80s carried. I don't know. So there we go. We've got some darts and we got some clubs. Oh, a club. All right. Let's keep on going. This is fun. I think I've blasted through this stream already. We haven't even gotten halfway, I think. So it says Unarmored Defense. Beginning at first level, while you are wearing no armor and not wielding a shield, your AC equals 10 plus your Dexterity modifier plus your Wisdom modifier. Yes, I will take that. So basically, my armor class, that's 10 plus my Dexterity plus my Wisdom. So I add 2 to this to give my AC a 15. Because I'm not wearing any armor and I have Unarmored Defense. So I'm just going to put that in here. Unarmored Defense. And that is a class trait. And it is Monk first level. First level trait. And I'll type in the details later. All right. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good AC for a level 4 character. I think that's decent. That's, you know. And also, MG is allowing us to choose an uncommon magic item. And I'm thinking about, you tell me if this is a good idea, Digitio, but I'm thinking about If you're a fan of Critical Role and you've been keeping up with the new campaign, which I'm excited about tonight's new episode in their new studio, it's going to be awesome. There is a set of gloves that he gave to Beauregard that allows her, if she's hit with a ranged attack, she's able to roll a die, and if she reduces the damage down to 0, she can actually catch it with the gloves. So that's pretty neat. Like if I get hit by a ranged attack and I can try to use these gloves to catch it, it reduces damage. If it reduces it to 0, it enables me to catch the actual missile or whatever, rock or whatever is being thrown at me. So I think that might be the uncommon magic item I'm going to go with. So MG will probably be ready for all this, I'm sure. Cool. So Unarmored Defense, we've also got Martial Arts. Now this is pretty extensive. At first level, your practice of martial arts gives you mastery of combat styles that use unarmed strikes and monk weapons, which are short swords and any simple melee weapons that don't have the two-handed or heavy property. You gain the following benefits when you are unarmed or wielding only monk weapons and you aren't wearing armor. You can use dexterity instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls for your unarmed strikes and monk weapons. So I want this guy to be heavy on unarmed strikes. So I'm going to add an attack here. And it's going to be unarmed strike. So it says that we can use dexterity instead of strength for our attack and damage rolls. So I'm going to change that to dexterity for my attack. And damage rolls, I can also change that to dexterity, because that's the base stat that it allows me to use with my martial arts training, which is cool. Awesome. Yeah, I agree with you, Digitio. Proficiency in improvised weapons would be awesome. I'd love to just smash people with wooden chairs in taverns and stuff like that. That'd be cool. I think there's like a tavern brawler feat that you can get that allows you to do that. I'll have to check on that to be sure. So I'm proficient with my unarmed strikes. It also says that you can roll a d4 in place of the normal damage of your unarmed strike or monk weapon. This die changes as you gain monk levels, as shown in martial arts. So the die I roll for normal damage is a d4. So the damage of these unarmed strikes is going to be 1d4 plus my dex. And that's the type is obviously going to be bludgeoning damage. And for crit is going to be an additional 1d4. I believe that's how you type this in. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to test it out to make sure. I think a crit does the additional 1d4. Cool. Awesome. Well, I've got about 5 more minutes. I'll get as far as I can on this stream. I planned on making this stream only about an hour long. I've got most of the most of the bones of this character built. Most of the skill checks, saving throws are set. Ability scores. Really, right now, I'm just kind of modifying my attacks and finishing up. I'll have to go in and put some personality traits. I'll probably do those off stream because those are going to be just things that I develop and based off of my inspirations. So unarmed strikes, dex, I am proficient. My range is probably 5 feet. There's no match. Crit range is 20. That looks right. Cool. So there's my unarmed strike. It's a +5 to hit. 1d3 plus 3, or 1d4 plus 3 bludgeoning damage. That's pretty good. When you use the attack action with your unarmed strike or a monk weapon on your turn, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. That's another reason I like that. So I can make an attack, and I can make another one if I'd like to as my bonus action. Cool. Oh, it says this, Digitio. This is interesting. Certain monasteries use specialized forms of monk weapons. For example, you might use a club that is 2 lengths of wood connected by a short chain called a nunchaku or nunchucks, or a sickle with a shorter, straighter blade called a kama or a kama. What a name used for a monk weapon, you can use the game statistics provided for the weapon under equipment. So technically my club could actually be a nunchuck. That's awesome. What do you think, Digitio? I mean, I've always been a really big fan of Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that would totally fit in with that. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit my club by just putting in parentheses nunchucks. Oh yeah. So that's pretty sweet. I like that. I like that a lot. Definitely going. So starting at 7th level, I get 2nd level. I get this thing called Ki, which allows, training allows you to harness the mystic energy of Ki. When you access to this energy, by a number of key points. Your monk level determines the number of key points you have. So let's go back to our monk level. I'm at 4, so I have 4 key points. So I'm going to put in here total. I got a total of 4, so I put 4 there. That's my resource that I can use, and it allows me to do a couple things. It allows me to do Flurry of Blows, which immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So it's like, that'd be awesome. Patient Defense, you can spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. And Step of the Wind, you can spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn. And your jump distance is doubled for the turn. So Ki is awesome. That's the awesome feature about the monks. You can spend those key points to do extra special things on your turn, or make actions turn into bonus actions, which frees up your attack and allows you to still do a lot of things. So that's cool. So I've got that key point, and I'll type in the rest of that later, probably off stream. And unarmed movement, starting at 2nd level, your speed increases by 10 feet while you are not wearing armor or wielding a shield. The bonus increases when you reach certain monk levels, as shown in the monk table. So my speed is not 30 feet, it actually increases to 40 feet because I don't have any armor and I'm not carrying a shield. Yeah, this monk is cool. I'm digging this so far. I'm glad it's only a level 4 though. I don't think I'd want to build any higher, just going through all this stuff right here. So it's about 8 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Digitio, I saw your message about picking the pack, and I do have to pick a tool. I'll do that later on this evening as I'm kind of wrapping things up and getting ready for Critical Role tonight. So those of you that tuned in to watch, thank you guys so much for coming and helping me build this character for this one-shot tomorrow. Don't forget, the one-shot is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Right here at Proficiency Bonus. We're going to be celebrating my birthday. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. MG will be running the event, so make sure you guys tune in. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll hopefully do more of these shows to show you guys how to build different characters and even do other things. I've got some other things in mind for this show as well. So thanks for tuning in, Digitio. Thanks for helping me out. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, just break the wrist and walk away. Break the wrist, walk away. I'm going to give you 1 chance. 1 chance, people. Okay, give me your best shot. This is going to be fun. All right, guys. Have a good night. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.